Now welcome into our lesson again. As this is a writing guide. As we are going to discuss about this writing guide, as I've displayed here, this is the most critical part when tackling handling English paper 3 and also English paper mostly in paper 3. Yes, it's only English paper 3 that deals with writing, which includes writing compositions, writing essays, and so on. Now this is the English guide that we need to have it in mind to write a good composition, whereby your composition will just be awarded 18 out of 20, 17 out of 20, 19 out of 20, or also let's just from 17 to 20, having read this guide very well and understood it, and you have each and every details of this English guide, you will be able, and I assure you, you will score 17, 18, 19 over 20. This is the best of the best English writing guide, or key details that a learner needs in order to achieve its success, or achieve his or her success, or to write the best of the best compositions. This is the guide. As you can see, we are going to start with some objectives. By the end of the course, the learner should be able to write legibly and neatly, apply spelling rules, spell words correctly, or use punctuation marks correctly, write clear and correct sentences, and organize ideas in a logical sequence, communicate effectively in writing using a variety of sentences. You know, when you are writing a composition, this is another way of expressing your thoughts. You need to write it in a logical way, in a flowing manner, such that it is just interesting, such that when the examiner or someone marking your paper, when just he or she starts reading your composition from the beginning, the examiner can be able to identify or to see the flowing of ideas from your composition. Now, use appropriate register format and a variety of writing talks. In this register, whereby there are some key vocabularies used when writing the composition about the fire outbreak, and there are some key vocabularies writing when you are writing the composition about the theft. Now, don't mix them. Develop paragraph using different devices. Use figurative language correctly and appropriately. Take and make intelligent notes. Summarize information in a given number of words. Use cohesive devices including paragraphs. Use punctuation marks appropriately, competently, and creatively. Demonstrate competence in writing different types of essays. Present information in a variety of ways, and demonstrate competence in using of wide range of sentence structures and vocabulary to create desired effect. And that is it in objectives. Now on to the content. We have content. The content is about handwriting. Write legibly and tidiness should be observed when you are writing your composition. When it's neat and legibly, the one he's marking can be able to be convinced that this is a good student and this is a high-class student. Correctly commonly misspelled words such as communication, punctuation, those commonly misspelled words should be able to identify them and practice them very well. And sentence building skills and paragraphing. Write a clear and correct sentences. Yes, use the very good tenses, past tense, simple tense, and also present tense. Using this includes use of tenses to build the correct and clear sentences. The sentences should have a full stop at the end, or when yours just have a comma where it is needed. And write very clear and visible. Also that we have talked about the neatly and legibility of your handwriting. And correct sentences, full complete sentences. Structure of the paragraph, topic, sentence. Yes, this applies mostly when you are writing your essay. The introduction of your essay, let's say you are writing the essays about in the book certain book of silent song, and you are writing the either one of the stories, or let's say the story about Taib al-Mahdi, the man of awesome powers, or you are writing about the incident in a park, as it was tested last year, 2025, about that incident in a park. Most of the students scored excellently in that essay by that. And this year you can never know which story should be tested. You just need to read the text and understand it very well. Now, for those who wrote the last year story incident in the park, they started with a structure of a paragraph which includes topic sentences. You just write your very good introduction about 1 to 2 lines, which includes your topic sentence. Then the body of your composition of your essay, for those who wrote that essay, that's the supporting sentences. And at the final part of your essay, that's where not the final part of your essay, the end of your paragraph. From the paragraph, let's say for example, you start your paragraph with a topic sentence, yes, with a topic sentences. Then you write supporting sentences in between, and then finally when you are ending your paragraph, you must write the clincher sentences, and also show the sequence of ideas, unity in your paragraph. Let's say for example you are writing, let's say that man of awesome powers, and his that man of awesome powers, which includes Taib al-Mahdi. You must be able, when you are starting to write your paragraph, you must elaborate your paragraph very well, in such that you start with a topic sentences. For example, not only Taib al-Mahdi had done its bad. For example, in that story, we have seen Taib al-Mahdi had also his weaknesses in the story, and also there are some things that he did right, using those awesome powers that he was given. So you must be able to elaborate it very well, so as to earn a mark in your paragraph. And mostly in writing essay, you will be able to be awarded a mark. You can able to see your paper when the examiner has marked it or your teacher has marked it. Some of you have been awarded 2 marks in a paragraph, some 3, some even being awarded, or the teacher wrote the UPT, which includes unpointed, which means you didn't point the keywords, the key ideas expected in the same paragraph. Or some of you written C1 content 1, C2 content 2, C3 the maximum. Yes, as you can see, we have discussed about topic sentences, then supporting sentences, then clincher sentences. The clincher sentences, this is the one that closes your paragraph. Now let's continue. Roman 4, we should talk about the sentence variety. Use simple, compound, and complex sentences. Devices of developing, giving simple examples, comparing, contrasting, using idiomatic expressions, using facts, statistics, and also using ritual co-questions. Cohesion in paragraph. Your paragraph should be able to make sense using transition words, therefore, however, and such. Or also choice of words. You should be able to choose the good words. Also use vocabulary, recurrent words, different words, and refer to the same idea in the paragraph. Different words, not recurrent words. This means about these recurrent words, you should not be able to repeat the same word. You should instead choose a different words that refer to the same idea or the same meaning in the paragraph. Yes. For example, you are writing a composition about the fire, then you have wrote damage. You should be able to look for another word that replaces damage. For example, you wrote about damage in paragraph 1. You are not required to repeat damage in paragraph 2 and such. If you written damage, also in second paragraph, look for another word or another term that means the same as damage. You can use the word onslaught and others that you can find in your Peruvian dictionary or through dictionary. This in these recurrent words can use to create emphasis by that. In also paraphrasing, you should be able to use paraphrasing. Now let's continue about punctuation. Punctuation, which includes capitalization, final or terminal punctuation marks, use of commas. In your paragraph, you should be able to use commas where necessary, quotation marks, apostrophe, hyphen, colon. In discussing grammar, I know you have tackled about the uses of all these devices or these punctuation marks, which includes the commas, the quotation marks, the apostrophe, the hyphen, the colon, the semicolon, the dash, the parentheses, devices for presenting titles of punctuation, and also questions and headlines, or not headlines, or say headings. Now on to personal writing. In this personal writing, these are now what we tackle in personal writing. This is what we tackle in personal writing. In personal writing, we tackle about the writing addresses, packing lists, writing a packing list. This is just in form 1. Personal journals, diary, shopping lists, reminders, recipes. Yes, you can also be told write a recipe or preparing a dish or a meal. There is a difference between a dish and a meal. Yes, those are under personal writing. Now under social writing. Under social writing, what are some of the key parts we talk about in social writing? Includes the social writing, we talk about the informal letters, informal letters, which includes invitation letters, the invitation ones, yes, the notes of thanks, yes, congratulatory notes, yes, and also condolences, telegrams, the email, the fax, the instructions, the families, and the friends. Those are some of the examples of social writing. Now in public writing, we are going to talk about telephone messages, filling forms, letters of applications, letters of inquiry, letters of request, letters of apology. Those are what of some of the examples we are going to tackle in this public writing when you are being given to write. Study writing, for example, in last year, Kcse 2025, they were asked or they were tested about writing speech. They wrote speech. Speech is where most of the students ignored speech and then only to find themselves to being asked to write the speech. But thank God, some of them passed very excellently in writing speech, because speech is just as simple as it is. Now in study writing, in taking notes, making notes, summaries, descriptive essay, writing synopsis, reports, argumentative essays, reviews, expository writings, and questionnaires. Now in creative writing or imaginative composition, this is the most interesting part, where in paper 3 you need to create your essay. You will be given several questions or ending words or the starting words. Now you should be able to create your details of or compile your ideas in a logical manner to come up with a good and interesting composition, having included vocabularies to prove to us that you read the dictionary very well and understood. And that's where your communication to the teachers or to the examiner, showing them that you're really a good student and you took your time for you to make your best. You read and understood very well, and this is now your time to shine. Now this is the imaginative composition, whereby you write poems, dialogues, plays, short stories, as autobiographies, and biographies, and institutional writings, including public notices, inventories, business letters, posters, advertisements, notifications of a meeting, agenda of the meeting, writing memoranda, curriculum vitae, and speeches. That is it in writing. That is it when tackling writing, and that's the best of the best that I can deliver to you. And having this writing guide or this writing tips, a student should be able to score the perfect high marks, including 17, 18, 19, and also 20 and sometimes, but you know that no one is perfect. You may have some error somewhere, but at least you can be able to attain your maximum highly possible marks. Now this marks the end of our presentation in this or this lesson of our English guide. And having all these tips, you should be able to write a good composition, a good essay, a good speech of your own or in the exams. Now follow my channel, like, subscribe for more content. Also in biology guide, chemistry guide, revision papers for 2026 Kcse revision papers, chemistry, biology, English, history and government, Kiswahili, and the rest. Thank you, and may God bless you.